Housing Affordability and Mobility in Metro Manila. Article Critic Analysis of Abad et al. 2023 and Related Studies. Hello everyone. I will present an article critic on housing affordability and mobility in Metro Manila. This presentation focuses on the study by Abad, Filione, Bannister, and Fiona in 2023, along with related research. We will explore how housing, transport, and environmental risks, including flooding and governance issues, intersect and affect residents' daily lives. Metro Manila urban challenges. Investigating housing affordability and mobility. The 2023 study by Abad et al. Investigates how housing affordability affects where people live and their mobility. Using surveys and statistical methods, they found that families living farther from work spend more on commuting, and that flooding and corruptions amplify these challenges. However, the study does not provide detailed solutions or visual representations like maps of affected areas. Measuring housing affordability. Ballesteros, Ramos, and Ancheta in 2022 proposed a residual income method to measure housing affordability, which considers household expenses beyond just rent. They suggest policies like housing subsidies and financial support. While useful, this study overlooks commuting costs and flood risk, which are crucial in Metro Manila's context. Housing demand in metro cities. Ballesteros in 2003 examined housing demand in metropolitan cities. The study explains why low-income families often rent far from work and live in areas with poor infrastructure or flood risk. While informative, the data is outdated and doesn't include transport or commuting issues, limiting its relevance today. Sustainable transport and mobility. Verhel and Tiglao focused on sustainable transport and found that better public transport reduces commuting costs and emissions. Improved transport may influence housing choices, yet the study does not connect transport to housing affordability directly and ignores flooding and corruption, which affect commuting reliability. Key connections. Together, this study highlights the connection between housing, transport, and environmental risk. Low-income families are most affected due to limited options, higher commuting costs, and vulnerability to floods. However, most studies miss the real-life experience of families, such as how flooding forces relocation and increases daily stress. Strengths and weaknesses. Abad et al.'s study is strong in using surveys and statistics and knowledge in flooding and corruption. However, it lacks visual maps, special data, and discussions on transport quality. Including these details would make the study more practical for policy planning. What they miss. Ballesteros, Ramos, and Ancheta offer a better affordability measure but ignore commuting costs. Ballesteros, 2003, provides historical housing demand context but outdated data. Verhel and Tiglao in 2018 focus on sustainable transport but do not link it to housing or flooding. Future studies should integrate housing, transport, and environmental risks to provide a fuller understanding of mobility. Integrated insights and recommendation. Housing, transport, flood, governance, policy solutions. Housing affordability in Metro Manila cannot be seen in isolation. Commuting costs, transport quality, flooding, and corruptions are all important. Policies should combine housing and transport solutions while addressing governance and environmental risks. Future research should include maps, interviews, case studies, and local flood data to provide realistic insights for family policymakers. Thank you for listening. Addressing housing and mobility challenges in Metro Manila requires a holistic approach that considers families' real experiences, transport systems, and environmental risks. Integrated research can guide better policies for a more livable city. Once again, thank you.